what's the point if you're not getting ROI from the system? I do think I mean, one point from what you just said, I think it is super important to look at your support team and make sure that you don't only have transactional support people, but you've got leaders who want to innovate. And I do think that that capability set, I'm very lucky to have at Bloomreach. They're not only sitting there saying, what are my metrics, but they're saying, okay, what's the future of support? How can I move the customer sat needle forward? And that helps with embracing AI. It is all about the customer, and we're trying to make it all about the people, all about the customer, all about the support engineers. Sure, we're going to get these amazing efficiency gains, 37%. I mean, we have team members who can get more tickets closed, and as I mentioned before, you it's very rare you've got a support team with a bunch of people sitting there waiting to get a ticket, right? They've got queues that they're managing. So that's huge. It was we calculated about 8 hours per week that was saved with sharing, where the issues were in the system. We went from I mean, on this one, it really was AutoQA was one of the places that helped us the most. So being able to improve from a quality assurance perspective, being able to get risk scoring available. I mean, these are all kind of support metrics, but I think pretty soon we're going to see a number of customer sat metrics coming out of this where we're leveraging those support risk scores to identify at risk. That's been talked about a lot in customer success. So I don't feel like that's something dramatically new. But what I think is important here is that with AI, we're better able to identify particularly what that customer is trying to get done, what their sentiment was better. And I think this is a place that AI can really help customer success, right? Because when your customers are engaging with your support engineers, it's a person-to-person interaction, right? So you're going to be nice to your support person, right? I mean, we're all people. You occasionally maybe you'll get yelled at, but for the most part, people try to all be nice to each other. There's sentiment underlying there that you have to read into, right? And so you're going to finish that engagement. You're going to be like, oh, they said thank you. But in the sentiment of the body, it says, well, that really didn't solve my problem. Or, right. And that could be for support, but that could also be your product capabilities. And so you have to tease those out. So while we're seeing a very good amount of efficiency gains from a support perspective, I do think pretty soon we're going to be able to talk about customer sat from a churn and upsell perspective with this data.